Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you, madam.
You did not wake me.
Well, I apologize for disturbing anyone else, if I did.
How much longer to go, you reckon?
Oh, not a great distance. You haven't been to Fort Morgan before, I take it?
No. You?
Many times. Ferrying cargo.
Him's yourn.
As much as he is anyone's. Isn't he, Clarence?
A loved one?
By somebody, perhaps.
You did not know him?
At the very end.
No, I've not been to Fort Morgan. I know little of cities. I'm a trapper living mostly alone these last years. I did have a consort, a stout woman of the Hunkapuppa Sioux. We had a companionship of sorts, but there are ladies present. The sound of a human voice is a comfort when you're camping up in the woods, and all but otherwise is the murmur of the wind and the plop of snow of an overloaded branch. She moved on.
Did you love her?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know her name. But I will tell you this. The nature of her vocal intonations and the play of feeling upon her face helped me to gather that people are like ferrets or beaver. One pretty much like the next.
People are not the same. There are two kinds, utterly distinct.
What would those be, madam, the two kinds?
Lucky and unlucky.
No, hale and frail, difficult to knock over, or wilting.
People are not like ferrets. I speak not of my own authority, but of that of the Holy Bible.
Well, the Bible, people read it different.
No, rightly or wrongly. I speak here with high authority. My husband, Dr. Betjeman, was an expert, lecturer at the Chautauqua of spiritual and moral hygiene, now retired. I have the benefit of his insights.
Your husband isn't with you?
We've been separated for some time now, but we shall be reunited. It shall be a great joy.
He'll wait in Fort Morgan.
Yes, I've been staying with my daughter and my son-in-law for these past 3 years.
The parents should not burden the child's household. This was wrong of you.
I was not a burden. I was welcome in my daughter's home.
You would say so, of course.
You know nothing of my domestic affairs.
I know that we must each spin our own wheel, play our own hand. I was once at cards with a man called Topolsky. It was very many years ago.
You Polak?
He was Polonais.
I knew a Polak.
We were at cards. My hand was poor, I folded. Topolsky and 4 others remain. But Topolsky says to me, I am in distress. René, play for me while I perform my necessities. I say to him, friend, I cannot wager for you. But of course you can. We know each other well. But this is quite impossible, no? I tell to him, I cannot know you, not to this degree.
Yeah, you can know them. People are like ferrets.
People are not like ferrets. Poker is a gambling game. You have lived a life of vice and dissipation and are no doubt an expert in such pursuits. But such conclusions drawn from such a life will not apply to a life rightly lived.
Life is change, and all is unknowable. Even my own life. I wager knowing my own hand, not my final hand.
Unknowable, but you're talking like you know more than the goddamn almanac.
I'm French.
You are a presumptuous woman. You tell me my daughter doesn't love me and that my husband no longer does.
If he ever did. No offense, madame. My point is that we never know the deepest level, and the word love can have different meanings.
Hold on there, Mr. Almanac.
I know what love means. One thing,
Your husband, was a lecturer, an educator. Would you say he was a man of charisma?
He was.
But love would mean something different to such a person who commands the love of a crowd than it would to a person who can coax love through subservience.
How dare you?
And of course, the great man, the admired man, might well accept the other loves simply as his due from some of those who admire him. And why not? If the admirer is comely.
You filthy...
Please, madam.
You filthy...
You're giving her a fit, Frenchie.
Oh dear.
That's all right, miss.
We must stop the coach. Let her walk, move the limbs.
Coachman won't stop.
You must stop, we are the passengers.
Coachman won't stop.
Coachman! I say coachman! We must stop. The passenger is discommoded. Coachman will not stop.
He never stops. Policy.
Don't stop.
All right, miss. That's all right.
But what if we had to perform in accessories?
Have you had to?
No.
Please, stop doing that!
As I was walking down by the lock, as I was walking down one morning of late, who did I spy but my own comrade? Wrapped up in flannel, so dear was his fate. Get 6 jolly fellows to carry my coffin, and 6 pretty maidens to bear up my pile, and give them each a bunch of roses. They want may not smell me somehow.
Sorry. I do apologize. He sings it every trip. He always does this to me. You'd think, with the business we're in, I wouldn't be so...
What is your business?
I like to say that we're reapers. Isn't that right, Clarence?
Harvesters for starters.
We help people who have been adjudged to be ripe.
What's that mean?
Well, some would call us... It's an ugly word.
You're bounty hunters.
Literal woman. Cruel woman. Yes, fine. Bounty hunters. An ugly title, as if emolument was the point. It's an honest call-in. Is the cobbler not paid for his shoes? I don't apologize for it, and neither does Clarence.
So, him on the roof, he was wanted.
Mr. Thorpe was very much wanted, judging by what they're paying for him.
What'd he do?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. As you said, madam, there are 2 kinds of people in the world. In our business, they're either dead or alive.